a continuation on the project planning. Planning of a project concerned with many issues and dimensions. We already talked about planning in terms of scheduling, right? You did some work, even using pair programming to try with the Gantt chart, to try with the PERT and PERT calculation, network diagram for making the critical path and so on, right? And understanding and scheduling the work, that is definitely part of the planning, but it's not yet everything. So as we already discussed, schedule is one thing for sure. Scope is already given, and these are the things you need to discuss with the customer, client about things they want. Next is about resources. This dimension is also very important when you're planning your project, okay? And we already gone through all this in terms of important dimensions that are part of the planning, okay? But then let me bring into the specific things we brought into this. Then we continue here today, the economic part of the project. Before you jump into working into the project, jump to the project execution phase. It's very important that we do a good planning, especially determine feasibility. Good planning, proper planning allows you to know whether it is feasible, whether it is wise, right, and economical, technically possible, scheduling possible, and so on to do the project or not. So that is why these are the dimensions that we need to consider for feasibility assessment. Scheduling is one thing we already discussed. Economic feasibility is the next issue. So what do we mean by economic feasibility? It doesn't mean that do we have enough money to invest or not. That's of course one thing. When you're going to do a project, you want to make sure that, hey, okay, I want to make sure we have enough money. But what if you don't have money? Your company, your business don't have money, what to do? We do fundraising. We even go to a bank and make a loan, right? Of course, it doesn't mean that you really need to have the resource at hand, but you may need to gather the resource. And even you could gather the resource, make available the resource you need, but still, should you do it? Does it worth the money, the investment? This is also the thing you need to consider, right? Not like, oh, I have enough money, let's do it. No. Even you have money, you still need to carefully consider the return, the turnover rate, the return on investment, whether once you invest, you get certain things in return and it's worth the money value of your investment. So this is part of the feasibility in terms of economic feasibility. We will do what is called cost benefit analysis, not only the cost. And in this part, it is a process to identify financial benefits and financial costs that are associated with the project development, okay? And every time you make a feasibility assessment, you always have 3 choices. Every time make a review, monitoring, and so on, whether your project is still healthy and worth a go or not. Your 3 choice is continue. You have done the project for 3 years. Now, whether it's worth continuing another year, or redirect, shape it to something else. Maybe you need to adjust the plan. Maybe you need to make major revision of the project plan and direction. That is to redirect. And either the very last choice hard but have to, is to cancel, stop, or kill the project. Of course, sometimes you have reached that situation, right? You might have to make that decision for that situation as well. It's not worth going. Even you invest more money, even you invest more time, it doesn't look like we will get something valuable in return. Okay. So when we talk about cost benefit analysis, usually we have to work cost first and then benefits later. But mostly when you really need to do something or plan to do something and initiate some idea to do something, do you think of the cost first? Should you? If you go to your boss, manager, owner of the company, hey, I need $10 million. No, you really need to sell the very best idea you have, what benefit your idea would bring. And then at the very last stage, in order to have all these benefits, we need 10 million US dollar to support us to do this, right? So even we said cost benefit, but every time talk about benefits first. Even if the benefit itself do not convince you, then I think we don't really need to go further to analyze the cost, right? So we first talk about benefits. There are several types of benefits to consider, several dimensions. The very first one, tangible benefit. This is easy. Easy because it's tangible. It's something you can see, something you can measure. And when we say, we talk about business people, tangible benefits should be measured in terms of money value. If something you cannot directly measure as money, we will not call tangible, okay? So, for example, tangible benefit doesn't mean you gain money, you earn more money. It can be also that you reduce costs. Again, right? Every year the company pay $1 million for hiring people. With this project, after it's finished, we don't need to hire those people anymore. So $1 million every year is gone. So it's a tangible benefit that reduce the cost of the company. That can be fine. Reduce personal expenses, for example, lower transaction costs. Maybe it's not about people, but it's about operation cost, transaction cost of doing something. If it can really be lower, then you can claim that it's part of the benefit. Or higher profit, more revenue, more profit, more income, okay? So let's talk about some categories: cost reduction, cost avoidance, error reduction. Before you use human as to do manual job, and it may contain errors, and those errors, of course, cost more time for people to fix. You need to hire more people. You need to invest more employees to review, monitor, or audit the work and so on. Then this error reduction can be converted into money value. Increase certain flexibility, increase speed of activity. In the past, you can produce only 10 product items per day. Now it increased into 20 product items per day. This is also increase of productivity and speed of activity. Improvement, the planning, the control, new market opportunities, sell opportunities to more customer segment and so on. Okay, so based on, and there could be more. Okay, depending on the project type, the types of business as well. So what you need to do is, of course, we need to make an analysis. If you are proposing some project idea, you analyze that, oh, with this project, we believe that we, not really believe, right? But you really need to analyze with proper evidence, okay, that we are supposed to reduce this cost. We reduce the personnel expense, we reduce the transactions, we reduce this and that, so on. Okay, so these are examples, and you may need to quantify, make the measurement in terms of money value. Every time when it is tangible, put it as money value. Okay, how much do you think per year? To be easy, make it a kind of annual per annum. Okay, you can also think about you here making a study in the postgrad level, right? Master degree. You spend 2 years. What it is a kind of a project. It's a 2-year project long. Okay, you have when you initiate this idea, you have decision to go or to not go, right? For this master study, PhD study, and so on. The same. You may need to analyze, right? After you complete the degree, it seems that you will get good career. You might be able to earn this much per month, per year, and so on. You would be able to have a very secure career growth and secure, no worry about unemployed and so on, right? These are the things you can always turn what we learn together into the things related to every decision related to doing a project as well, making your own things as a project too. So that's one example, one category, one type of benefit. Another type is called intangible benefits. So of course, in this category of benefits, it means that you cannot easily measure the value or the benefit in terms of dollars, in terms of money value with some certainty. When we talk about reduced cost, you know that we reduce 10 people, cost of hiring 10 people, then it's about this much of money. But something such as improvement of employee morale, people feel more motivation, have more willingness to do the work and so on. This cannot be easily measured. How much would it increase, right, for the company? Or something like this example. Improve resource control, improve processing efficiency, more confidence for the management to make quality decisions. Increase the flexibility within the organization, improve planning, have timely information, something that you claim to be benefits of the project, but you cannot quantify into money value. You can put this as intangible benefits. And of course, you may need to convince, you may need to defend, right? When you want to pitch your project to the executive to fund and to approve your project. These, even it is intangible, they are also important. Okay. Okay, so these are the first part of the benefits. Okay, economic feasibility assessment, the first part in terms of benefit. Then, of course, now we move to the cost. Once you can analyze all benefits that the project would bring, then you need to move and discuss about the cost, how much you need to prepare in terms of investment money. Okay, in terms of cost, similarly, we can first consider tangible because these are real money value companies must provide you. Tangible costs are easy. Money you have to spend. Hardware, software that you have to buy. Labor costs, people you have to employ. Either outsourcing, depend, right? Outsourcing may be for developing a software. That is also an outsource, right? Labor cost may be maintenance people, maybe help desk. Once you have new system, you need to have people who can help solve the problem when users have with the new system. Even operational costs, when you install and deploy a new system, we need training for sure, and training needs money. You rent a room, you hire speakers to train, you bring people from their job to do the training, right? They cannot do their work for 3 days, but attend your training. These are actually the cost hidden. They don't do their regular work, but then do the learning of the new system, so on. Even migrating data from old system to new system by hiring more people is also part of the cost, right? Or even you need to renovate the office, the room, build new data center. That is also a cost. Construct a new building, a new office, a new data center, a new server room, and so on. Okay, so these are tangible costs. Then, of course, the next part, the next category must be intangible costs that we cannot quantify into money value, but they are something like loss of customer goodwill, lack or loss of employee morale, or maybe inefficiency of the operation if your system is not good enough, something like that. Okay, this has to be identified as well if it would be part of the cost, part of the kind of negative side of your project, right? And then when we talk about the tangible cost, let me break down further because the cost is very important that you must analyze. So we analyze all the tangible benefits and all the tangible costs in very deep detail when you make a planning, budget planning. For the cost, tangible cost, you can think of something that is, we can further divide into one-time cost, things that we pay only once to make it happen, and you don't need to continue paying it anymore. Such as system development, you hire, buy a new system, you pay just once, that's one-time cost. You buy new hardware, you buy new software, you make one-time user training, or prepare a new server site building, data migration, system migration, and so on. These are examples of one-time cost. And of course, it is paid just once. When we have one-time cost, for sure, right? We need to have what? Continuous or recurring cost. Costs that happen in a every regular interval, such as maintenance. You may need to pay an annual maintenance fee to the company to come and check the system, the hardware, the software, or even upgrade, fix bugs, and so on. This is maintenance cost that is paid usually monthly or yearly. Some service you need to buy, even like nowadays, right? It is the cloud service. You may buy space on Google, Amazon, or Microsoft, okay, in terms of cloud storage. You may need to buy more of the internet. Communication nowadays is not about telephone, it's about internet. You pay internet fee monthly, yearly, or you lease or rent, okay? Not buy, but rent the software and hardware usage. And many other things such as personnel, employee, you pay monthly for sure, right? These are recurring. You're not paying one time, you're paying every month. Okay, so, or even supplies, materials, electricity, bills, water bill, every types of bills that you pay monthly is also part of the budget. You need to analyze the cost. You need to analyze for recurring costs. And every types of cost can be considered as fixed or variable. I think you know. Variable costs are the things that vary in relationship with the consumption, such as if you pay telephone bills, how many times you call, how long do you call, how often do you call, these will be variation. But if you pay kind of a fixed rate, lump sum, right? You can use as much as you want, but you pay a fixed amount. That is the difference between fixed price or versus variable price of cost. It's the same thing. You can apply to other things, okay? So whether fixed or variable. So in summary, let's say that we have benefits. And the same, we have cost. When you talk about dimension of cost, we have tangible. Okay, let's say intangible first, because then the breakdown is smaller. Okay, I say first here. The same benefits, you also have intangible benefits. In terms of tangible, you can break down into what? Remember, one time or recurring. And even fixed cost or if not fixed, then it is what? Variable, yes. So for every types of cost, you should be able to categorize properly, right? For benefits, usually it's similar. Certain kind of benefits, mostly, of course, you can think about the benefit as one-time recurring fixed benefit or variable benefit as well. It's the same. But most of the time they are recurring, such as benefits that you reduce employee. So it reduced for every month, right? You have less employee for, you can reduce 2 staff for the whole period of the year or something like that. Before you need to hire 10 staff, now you hire only 8 staff if you have this new system and so on. Or you can think about increase the revenue or the sales. That could be before we make 1,000 US per month. Now we can double the revenue to 2,000 US dollar per month or something like that. Then this is the recurring of the benefit as well. Okay, so I think these are the categories that we can divide, okay, categorize benefit and cost. Then another thing I need to discuss is that when you analyze, it is important that we take into account seriously the money you have today and the same amount of money today for the next 10 years. They are not the same value. Okay, nowadays, you are not here. Many of you are just here in Thailand for a year, okay, mostly. But think about your own country. When you grow up, we have McDonald's everywhere, right? No, not in Nepal. We don't have McDonald's. Okay, so what do we have? KFC. Okay, we have KFC everywhere. Okay, in Myanmar, is KFC popular? Yes. Okay. But 5 years ago, 10 years ago, do we have KFC? Maybe in China? No. Okay, let's talk about anything. How much do you pay now to buy lunch? And 10 years ago, how much did you pay to buy lunch? Is it the same? How much it is increased? It's definitely increasing, right? I am sure, right? Nobody say that, oh, I paid 200 last time, now I pay only 100. No? Okay, so how much was it? Now you pay? In China? Yuan? 5 yuan. Now? 10 years ago, 5 yuan. Okay, now? 20, so 4 times. So if I have 20 yuan, I can get a lunch in China, right? Okay, good. On average. Yeah, on average, not luxury one. The easy going like McDonald's, fast food, or just small dish or something, not luxury in a hotel or something. 20 yuan, I am fine. Okay. How about Vietnam? Nowadays. $20,000 Vietnamese dong. Okay, sorry. I need to write down because otherwise I will get. So in China, we are talking about 20 versus 5 yuan. Is it Chinese yuan? Like, no, that is yen, right? I don't know. How do we write yuan? It's like this? No. Okay, I will just say yuan. Okay. YUAN. Okay. Okay, this is China. Now we have Vietnam. 20,000. Okay, 20K versus 10 years ago. 10,000. So just double. Dong. Right? Okay. Okay, Thailand. How much do we pay? 60 nowadays. 60 Thai baht. Okay. Versus 30. Okay. Any other? Nepal and Myanmar? Myanmar first? Can you share Myanmar? Before and after? With now and before? 3,000. Myanmar. 3,000 Chart versus 1 to 2,000. Okay, let's say 1. Chart is like this, right? Okay. How much do we pay in what? Mary Brown. What is this? What are you talking about? Something that I don't understand. Okay. This is Myanmar. How about Nepal? $150. Now 150 versus 15. 50, sorry. Oh, okay. 3 times. And the currency is called rupees. Rupee. Okay. All right. Do I miss any other countries? Afghanistan. What do we have? 1,000 versus 200. Okay. And your currency is Afghani. Okay. 5 times. Okay. You know, when I was a small kid, but how long time ago? That was not a good thing to share then. But I used to get, when I was maybe grade 1, that means 6 years old, 7 years old, something like that. Oh yes, 40 years before. I got money to go to school, but of course I ate lunch with the school. Okay, the school has a lunch serve and so on, but that is for buying some extra snack, ice cream and so on. But it's still enough if I want to buy some rice. 3 baht per day to go to school. And I still can buy some things to enjoy buying things. Soda, Coke, sometimes rice or something as well. But of course, 3 baht is nothing. We cannot even take a bus, right? What can we do with 3 baht now? No, really nothing. We can put a coin. Buying water? Yeah, water. How much is it per liter or what? 1 baht per 1 liter. Okay, so I got 3 liter. Okay. Okay, so the point is that the time value of money is the concept that money available today is worth more than the same amount tomorrow. What does it mean? You have 100 baht today and you have 100 baht 10 years next. Is it the same? No. What you can do with 100 baht today is more than you can do 100 baht in the next 10 years, right? So money today for the same amount is more than the future because money has the value or inflation and many other things, right? If you learn those economics of money stuff, so it's the time value of money concept that we need to consider because when we analyze costs, when we analyze benefits, we are thinking of today's value, but no, it's different in the next 3, 4, 5 years. Discount rate, okay, this is the rate that is used to compute the present value of the future money. So it means that every year the money has certain discount. So we use discount rate. How do we get the discount rate? Normally, I will not ask you to define to calculate. It should be from the authority that are responsible for such a thing to do such kind of estimation, prediction, and so on. It would say that, okay, we believe that in Thailand, from the Bank of Thailand, from this and that government office, the discount rate will be 3%, 5%, and so on. Okay, so the money you have now, if you start to have the money of 1,000,000 something, next year, if I say that 3% discount, next year you have less. The value of your 1,000,000 something will be 3% less. Okay, something like that. Okay, then the present value is the terminology we use to refer to the current value of the future cash flow, future money. Okay. And then we have some other terms that we need to calculate, that is net present value, return on investment, and break-even analysis. These are the things we will learn in this part in order to understand whether what we analyze from the cost and from the benefits, does it worth the investment for making your project, investing in your project. Okay. Break even, I think you have heard. Has anyone learned break even before? Return on investment? I think so, right? Even in your previous bachelor program or in some other course or from other things. Return on investment means the return you expect to have after you do the investment. So we expect every investment should give some return. If not, then of course it's a kind of just paying without any, you are fine just to lose the money if it doesn't give you a return. Okay, break-even analysis just allows you to estimate and calculate and analyze, I would say, analyze that after you do this investment, how long or when in the future you get the return back from your investment. Okay. Okay, let's look at each of the calculation one by one, because it is very important that we need to know the. Okay, first, present value. Let's say that you have Y dollars. I will just say dollars, but it can be any currency. Okay, so if what will present values allow us to calculate the value of Y dollar n years from now based on the discount rate I. What does it mean? So suppose you have, as I said, 1,000,000. Okay, this Y is 1,000,000. And you want to say that discount rate is 3%. Okay, it is 0.3, 0.03. And in the next 5 years, how much will it become? That is the present value. The value of $1,000,000 in the next 5 years, given that the discount rate is 3% per year. Okay, that is the meaning of present value. When we calculate net present value, it means that we make the summation of the present value for each year. Okay, so let's see, for example, I use smaller amount of money. Okay, so let's say that these are the costs that you may need to hire some staff for your project for 3 years. Let's say for 4 years, actually. If it is for the present year, you pay the staff $1,500 for year 0. PV0 means current year. Definitely is the value as of now, right? You pay 1,500 now. But if, of course, you have a contract for that staff that, okay, I hire you to do something for me. I will pay you 1,500 starting from this year until the next 2 years. So I will not give you a pay rise. Okay, sorry, I have limited budget. This year I pay this much. Next year you're still paying this amount of money, but the real value of the next year 1,500 is equal to 1,363 as of today. So you save only 1,363. If you want to now prepare some money, okay, for the entire period, then it means you sum up this. This is already paid, suppose you paid. You save for the future payment. Then the second year it's similar, it's equal to this amount. The third year is equal to this amount. So altogether, the whole value, okay, cumulatively, that is the net present value is only this amount. So it is not, if you simply calculate, right, you may think that, oh, if I pay 1,500 3 years, it is 4,500. Yes, in terms of cash that you need to count is 4,500. But in terms of value that you consider the time, money of value, it is only 3,700 something. Okay. And this is the real meaning that you need to consider when you talk about money in the future, either in terms of cost and either in terms of benefit. Okay, so what we need to analyze, of course, for a project, we want to see if our project gives return or not, paybacks, right? And worth investments or not. A project can be something that it could be helping, as we already discussed, the clinic, AT clinic system, right? Instead of hiring people to pick up telephone, booking manually on a paper and so on, you allow people to do online booking, for example, then it may be better in terms of giving a service, but then you need to analyze whether in terms of money, economic, it gives you more or less. Okay, so what we need to analyze will be something like this. I will give you a problem and you need to make this analysis. So what we should analyze can be divided into 3 sections. First, about benefits. You can break down from year 1, year 0, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, depending on how far in the future you think that your project should be, I mean, the analysis should forecast, okay? But normally 5 years is good. 3 years is also minimum. 3 to 5 is a good plan to do the economic feasibility assessment. 10 years means your project seems to last for pretty long. Normally, I think in terms of the management, they want to see 3 to 5 years estimation. Okay, so what does it mean? It means here that first is about benefits section. You need to analyze net benefits. Of course, by able to analyze that net benefit, you need to know, right? Oh, we get more revenue from the sales, we decrease personnel payment, we this and that. You calculate from every item. And then, can I make it a Zoom? I don't think so. Okay, and then you calculate. Suppose this is about online web store, online web, online shopping, okay, through the web and mobile. Suppose this is a project that you want to do. The first year, the project is still not complete. I mean, the system is not launched yet. So year 0 has no benefit because system is still in production, right? How can you get benefit? No. So it's 0. Discount rate only discount rate 12%. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Then PV of benefit is nothing. But then in the year 1, you estimate that we will increase more revenue by 50,000. But then with 50,000, you need to calculate with the PV formula, right? And then 50,000 become only, okay, 44,000 for year 1. The same. If you use year 2, benefit 50,000, but for year 2, it's just 39. Using this PV calculation. Okay. So discount rate and the year and the amount. Okay, this is what you need to do, the calculation. Year 3, year 4, year 5, you see, you earn more in terms of benefits to the project. But at the end of year 5, this 50,000 is equivalent to 28. It's almost 50%. Almost 50% gone. But discount rate is high as well. It's 12% here. Okay. Then this is about the benefit section. Then you can make the net PV, right? Net PV means that we make cumulative summation. Entirely for the whole 5 years, you gain or you earn more, this 180,000. So this is in terms of benefit. So let's look at cost. The cost, let me change the color. Can we see it? Okay, the cost, we have one-time cost. Maybe this is to hire programmer, outsourcing for system development and so on. The cost is this 42,000. Pay at year 0 because it's the development year. You may have recurring costs. Every year you hire a help desk, you hire IT people to take care of the system or something. Okay. Or you may rent the hardware and so on. Okay. So this is the recurring cost you pay every year, fixed amount, the same. The same discount rate has to be calculated. And then you can see the PV. You can make the NPV accumulation. Then you got this at the end of year 5. So overall NPV means you gain or you lose. After 5 years, okay, luckily, after 5 years, we gain 35,000. But that means you invest for 5 years, you gain 35,000. The management of the company, of the project, and even you, if you are the project manager, you really need to analyze carefully, right? That we wait for 5 years doing all these things. Is this 35,000 worth the investment or not? Okay. Then we can compute the return on investment. Return on investment means you invest $100 or something. How much you get in return? Okay. And this return on investment is 0.24. Okay. Meaning 24% over 5 years. Okay. It depends how long you compute it over that entire period, because the calculation of return on investment is here. Where is it? Where do I get return on investment written? Okay, just this. It is, so look at this. return on investment is computed as overall NPV, means the gain, okay, the profit you gain, divided by the NPV of all costs. How much have you paid and how much have you earned in total gain profit, okay? So we gain this amount. So if we calculate, if you write down, this will be 3 divided by 180. Okay. You spend money 180. No. That's benefit. Sorry, that's not the cost. So the meaning is that we spend. Okay, this is the meaning, right? Oops. Okay, you spend 145,236. This is the money you have to pay in order to gain 35003, and this make a return on investment 24%. Okay. All right, then the next analysis that is important to consider is break even. Break even analysis. Okay, I will show you the formula. How do we calculate this, the equation? The break even ratio allow us to calculate that when we talk about break even, we usually need to, if we plot a graph, it will be easy to see. That means this is the benefit, the green, the red one, the benefit. The blue one is the cost. Before, in year 0, you pay, right? You don't earn. Earn is 0. Payment is 50, close to 50. Should be 50. No, it's 42. Okay. Then year 1, you pay this amount. You earn only this. So still, you don't gain yet, right? Until you cross year 2.4 something. Okay, that means after year 2.4, your project start to make profit. But before year 2.4 is something that you keep paying into the project without having gained the profit yet. Okay. So after year 2 is the period of profit making for the entire project. So if it goes longer and if the graph remains, because sometimes, right, the project is out already. After 5 years, you need to review the project, maintain the project, or the revenue generated by the project may not continue. So we may not know whether after 5 years it will grow with this graph or not. Okay, but if it grows, that means is the period. So the period after break even point is the period that the company, the project starts to gain money. Okay, start to make profit. So that is why the way to calculate the break-even ratio is by using this yearly NPV minus overall NPV and divide by yearly. This is just to get the point. Okay. You need to compare. Actually, whenever where is it? Here. NPV of, okay, yearly NPV you can is when, let me, okay. Yearly NPV is here. Let's look at this number. For year 0, this is benefit 0. This is cost. Okay, so yearly NPV cash flow means that you lose, right? You pay 42,500. You get benefit of 0. So making a subtraction, you lose 42,500. For year 1, cumulatively, you pay 67. Benefit you start to have is 44. So which one is more? Cost is still more than benefit. So you still, I think overall, sorry, this is yearly, sorry. The overall is 23. You still lose. The overall means cumulative, but the yearly, sorry, I didn't look at the word yearly. The yearly means we use this. Yearly means you use this towards this. If you look at only the yearly, this is the yearly payments, yearly cost, right? For year 1, you pay 25, you gain 44. So yearly, you get profit. But you don't talk about the previous payment you made in the previous year yet, right? You just talk about the current year payment. This current year you pay 25, you gain 44. You earn 44. So you get profit for the yearly 19. The same, if we talk about yearly, this year 3, we have the cost 22. We get the benefit 84. So you earn or not? Yes, you still earn. Okay, and so on. And so I need to look at this. I point to the wrong one again. Sorry. Okay, look carefully again. For the yearly, this is the yearly of year 2 for the cost, while this is the benefit of year 2, right? So subtracting, you get this 17. And at the same time, if you look at year 3, this is what we pay for the cost, and this is what we gain for the benefit. So still, every year, actually, you have profit, right? If we take into account only the yearly analysis, you get profit. But if we take into account the overall cumulative means we look at this number. The highlight one, 42 minus 0, you get 42. Okay, you lose 42 cumulatively because you pay. The same for year 1. You pay accumulatively the cost of 67, where the accumulative benefit is 44. So still, we have cost higher than benefits, okay? Continue with year 2. The cost is 90, while the benefit is 84. Still, we lose, right? We don't gain yet, lose of 6,000 something. You start to gain. That means the overall project investment start to get profit between year 2 and 3. This is the division that you start to get profit in terms of overall. Okay, you pay the cost 110 while the benefit is 120. You start to gain now. So the break-even analysis tell us quickly by eyes, right, that somehow break-even must be between this year 2 and year 3. Then you use this, okay, to find out that where or when exactly, which month between year 2 and year 3, that the project starts to get the overall benefit. Okay, so that is why we got this graph between year 2 and year 3, that the project starts to make profits and so on. And we use yearly cash flow minus overall cash flow divided by yearly cash flow to get this point between year 2 and 3. So it is 2.4 years. 0.43, but then because it is 0.403 after you pass year 2 going to year 3. But which month exactly you need to convert, okay, to 12 months. So it will be month 4.8 or something, right? This is decimal. We need to convert into 12, okay? All right. So actual break even occur at 2.4 years. That is how we analyze further. So what I want you to try, okay? These usually nobody makes this Excel for you. I mean, if you are the project manager, you have a team to do the cost benefit analysis. Of course, we need to start from analyzing the project scenario. What would be the cost of the project in detail? What would become the benefit of the project in detail, and so on. So a scenario such as this, like a garment manufacturer decided to develop an e-commerce system and estimate the following. So initial development setup cost 20,000, cost for hosting in the cloud $500 per month. So this is fixed cost for sure, right? This is recurring cost. Software update and maintenance 2,000 per year, which is 10% of the development and setup. Okay, just to give you the rationale why 2,000. Normally, the maintenance cost is calculated by the percentage of the software development fee. 10%, 15%, 20%, depending, but this is kind of normal rate. Cost of hiring salesperson decrease. Okay, so you need to really analyze this is benefits, right? Decrease by 10%. So you save cost by $10,000 per month. Increase sales $300 per month for the first year. Increase sales $350 per month for the second year, and $400 per month for the must be third year. Okay, then discount rate is used at 5%. Year 0 is for development cost. Year 1 for first full year of operation. That means start using the system, start gaining the increased revenue and decrease personnel costs and so on. Okay, so what you may need to do in this exercise, right, is to make cost benefit analysis of 3 years, okay, and use the 5% discount And you can use this kind of template to practice. Whether you do a calculation by hand, whether you use Excel and spreadsheet formula to do the calculation, calculation is one thing, but the first thing is analyze properly what would be cost, what would be net benefit, what would be the recurring one time or something like that, and how much is the value of the benefit, total annual benefit, total annual cost. Once you have this, you can use present value calculation with the discount, right? And then make the net present value for cumulative over the year. Then calculate the net value of the cash flow to know whether you, for that particular year, you get cost higher or benefit higher and so on, right? And at the end of only 3 years, do we gain from this investment of the project or we lose? Okay. And important is if we gain, that means we get a return. How much is the return on investment after operating the project for 3 years? What is the break-even point of this project? Okay, so try this exercise. Okay, I will post more of the assignment and exercise. Normally, we do have every midterm exam, new questions and so on. I will just upload the exam papers. You just try the cost benefit analysis from the exam papers of previous years. That would be fine as well to do the practice. Okay. All right. This is the answer. Okay, but try it by yourself and you check the answer later on, whether you get it correct calculation or not. But then the assignments given will not have the answer key given. Okay, you try, but first now you try check self exercise. Okay, then I will post 2 sets of exercise A and B into the classroom, and please do the pair programming with the same pair. So set A, one person is the driver, another is the navigator. Set B, you take turns. So there will be only 2 questions for you to practice in the assignment that is given, that will be given. Okay. And I think we stop here.